bought a whole bunch of yarn from. She was giving it away after 25 years, and I told her that I would put it in my piece because I just wanted to do some work with yarn. But um, I'm going blank. I've never done anything like that. I've taken some art classes, but it's always what the teacher wants, and not something that comes from within. So this really interested me because I wanted to know, how do you incorporate art and healing? How do those two work together? I mean, I know historically how in other cultures it's been done, but not really knowing what that meant for me. And so what I did is I just took things that they kept emphasizing what you like, and very rarely are we ever asked what we like, especially if you grew up in my time. And not a bad thing, but because you've got 10 kids, you're not going to ask each one what they like, or what they want to eat. So I took, like, this was some of the stuff that my daughter-in-law did, like for COVID. She would make these little things so she would put the masks in. And this stuff comes from my garden. I'm huge on gardening, have for all my life. Have loved nature because we grew up in this land. I grew up climbing these. There used to be a bunch of trees and fields and fruit and all kinds of stuff growing, and so I spent a lot of time outside because outside was for me like a relief to sometimes not have to hear or deal with certain things that were going on at home. So for me, nature was always very comforting, and that's why I've always just gravitated to. I want to be outside, and this part right here is my daughter, some of her art, and what I did was I just cut parts of it out so that way I could get the parts that I felt had more strength to it. I know you're not supposed to do that to somebody else's art, but because it was mine, I could. And so this is a picture that I would draw of when I was a little kid, when I was first in kindergarten, and always painting a house with beautiful trees and a pathway, but never painted people. Never wanted to put people in it. And so this is my grandmother who died when she was like 61, but she looked like she was like 81. She had a lot of health issues, and after having 16 kids, well, you know, the diabetes and stuff just ate her up. And this is my great grandmother who I used to always see this picture at my grandmother's house, and I never knew who it was. Who was that? And so about 5-6 years ago, I barely found out that's your grandmother, who my sister was named after her. And that's me and my cousin. He passed away at 39, sitting on the tractor. And it's my mom, and roses. Yeah. Just gonna say this was not an easy thing to do, but I had to do it. I figured at 69, I need to know what's in here. Before I leave, I need to really know what's in here, instead of just pushing it down. So this is my rocks when I first started. I know I'm taking a long time, but I just decided to do it fast time. But it's the words that I could feel all the time, you know, like inside of me, which were always very negative. And maybe because you grow up in that kind of environment, so that's what happens. But through the 5 months, I came to understand better what patience, listening, intuition, especially that word intuition, because that's the word that I hear it, but didn't really know what that meant. And now I know this is all about intuition, just going with staying on course with what I want. And that's what evolved out of it. never done anything like that. So that's it.